Welcome to a quick overview of the Mesmer class for Guild Wars 2. This series is designed to explain the feel and base level mechanics of Guild Wars 2's classes and elite specializations to help answer the question, what should I play? This is not intended to look into the specifics of damage numbers or exactly how popular or dispopular certain classes or elite specializations are. Those change over time, but the feel of the classes generally don't. It is much better to play something you resonate with than something that is slightly better than everything else at the time you start playing the game, because who knows if that's where it'll be by the time you get to the content you want to do. Hopefully this helps. Have you ever sat down to play a game of Dungeons & Dragons and thought, man, I wonder what it would be like if my illusion spect wizard picked up a greatsword, hurled it at someone, and then exploded it into clones? Or maybe, what would it be like if I made an army of me, we surrounded an enemy, and we shot butterflies at it until it died? Well, Guild Wars 2 thought of that, and from there, we got the Mesmer. Mesmer is the most unique class Guild Wars offers as a franchise, and the Guild Wars 2 implementation doesn't disappoint. Symbolized by its butterfly mask and purple effect colors, the Mesmer wields the magics of deception, illusion, and misdirection by creating clones of itself and shattering them for different abilities. Created by its weapon skills and some of its utility skills, the Mesmer creates phantasms, mindless creations that will attack an enemy for a set amount of time or hits, before changing into a clone. The clones then get shattered by the Mesmer's profession mechanic to either deal physical damage or to attack the minds of their foes. Mesmer's unique play is not limited to just this mechanic. Their weapon choices and the way they use them are a bit unconventional. Where most classes see the greatsword as a potent melee weapon, the Mesmer uses it as a focus for long-range psionic energy, or to throw illusory copies of it into the middle of the enemy, creating phantasms that slice and bounce their way through those near the impact. Additional range options for the Mesmer are the Staff, a two-handed weapon that shoots chaos bolts, or the Scepter, a one-hand version that has increased clone generation. The short-range weapon of choice are dual-wielded swords, which the Mesmer uses to block attacks, dart in and out of combat by transposing its position with their clones, or to rip boons from their targets using psionic force. For non-sword offhand weapons, the Mesmer has access to the pistol, focus, and torch, each one providing slightly different gameplay options and different interactions with their main skills. With Heart of Thorns, the Mesmer unlocks the secrets of time itself, granting them access to the Time Mage-esque elite spec Chronomancer. Armed with a shield as their chosen offhand, the Chronomancer can rip the fissure of time to create wells, ticking time bombs of instability that provide boons to their allies or debilitating effects to their enemies. Additionally, they unlock the power of the Continuum Split, a shatter skill that will expend their clones to create a pocket of time. While this pocket of time is active, any skill the Chronomancer uses will be reset when the skill ends, allowing them to burst significant amounts of damage or healing. This will also reset their position in time. So if they move, they will be moved immediately back to where they were when the skill ends. And as the undisputed masters of time, Chronomancers are the only elite spec in the game capable of providing either quickness or alacrity, though not both at the same time, to their allies. In the Path of Fire expansion, the Mesmer becomes master of the riddles of sand and the deceptions hidden beneath in the Mirage elite spec. The Mirage, an agile duelist with the Light Axe as a new main hand weapon, does not gain new shatter skills. However, it trades the traditional dodge roll for the power of the Mirage Cloak, letting the Mirage evade attacks and giving them access to stealthy ambush skills with any weapon they have equipped in their main hand. These ambush skills greatly enhance the basic abilities of the weapon, turning an ordinary axe swing into a barrage of axes, a sword thrust into a clone-creating lunge, or a bolt from a staff into a powerful chaos vortex. The Mirage's utility skill, Deceptions, allow the Mesmer to blink around the battlefield, leaving shards of crystal sand behind. When enough of those shards coalesce, they create a Mirage mirror. The Mirage can step through that space to immediately become cloaked, allowing for additional use of ambush skills. Through use of its ambushes, and through its traits, the Mirage can summon what feels like endless amounts of clones to be shattered by turning every deception and every Mirage cloak into a new clone. With the end of dragons comes the end of clones for the Mesmer, at least if playing the Virtuoso spec. Eschewing the norms of its illusory friends, this dagger-tossing Mesmer spec instead creates illusory daggers, which it can throw as a barrage into foes or pull them into a twisting cloak, damaging foes around them. Not content in just having daggers in the physical and illusory sense, the Virtuoso's class skills that give them access to psionic blades as well. These can either be rained down on top of opponents' heads, or used to restock their illusory blades, or can be channeled through a giant portal, tossing 1,000 cuts of sharp, pointy doom at their foes. The Virtuoso replaces the traditional shatter skills with its blade songs, expending the stored blade via throwing them at things. The Virtuoso is the most straightforward Mesmer spec, focusing less on distraction and manipulation, and more on tossing daggers and more daggers. If you like the conceptual ideas of Mesmer, but just want to throw pointy bits and see what happens, the Virtuoso is perfect. While Secrets of the Obscure and Janthir Wilds do not add any new elite specs, they do add new weapons. For the Mesmer, that's rifles and spears. Mesmer's rifle is a purely support weapon. It shoots illusionary bullets at foes, which heals allies standing close to the target, and it can create a rain of bullets, which will act as a healing mist for those standing in it. The rifle's other skills will grant healing and boons to allies while dealing severe damage to the enemy. The rifle's phantasm skills are useful crowd control abilities, while its singularity shot will create a single-use portal capable of rescuing a teammate in danger or enabling some silly movement tricks. Mesmer's spear is a straightforward melee weapon, dealing more damage while at the further reaches of its range. It also brings a Mesmer standard boon strip, while giving an evade and self-healing, giving it a little extra mobility and survivability on the battlefield. I would be remiss to not mention the utility skills Blink and Portal, two Mesmer abilities which are used regardless of elite spec or weapons, and have sometimes found their way into Mesmer kits that exist only to provide portals for a group. Blink is a low cooldown movement skill that can teleport the Mesmer over and to different obstacles, while Portal allows for the Mesmer to place one end in one location, the other end in a different location, with some limitations on height and distance, and then an entire squad can take that portal, and if it's a 10-man squad, can take that portal out and then take that portal back, depending on the timing. This sees a lot of use in set groups and certain static runs as time saves, but you don't see them very often in the open world unless it's someone trying to troll a chest. If continually messing with the minds of your foes or throwing exploding butterfly daggers at them sounds like it might be your thing, the Mesmer is the class you may wish to try. Although each Guild Wars 2 elite specialization came with its own signature weapon that only that specialization could use, With the advent of Weapon Master training in Secrets of the Obscure, this is no longer the case. So long as the corresponding expansion for each weapon is owned, that weapon may be unlocked for use across the account. This allows builds now to use weapons that they wouldn't otherwise have access to in the past. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the fun things that you have to do for YouTube. And I will catch you in the next video.